All right, let's talk about DCeased. We're now in the final throes of it. We've got a pretty good idea what the whole thing is going to look like. It's time for us to go over some of the stuff that's happened and take a look at this entire campaign together. This may end up being two parts depending on how quickly I can get through this, but let's get started. So they did the tile set. I don't care about this. I'm surprised anybody cares about this. Like, I guess if you really wanted to do something, but I mean, realistically, most people who are going to play this game are not going to want this. Sure, if you like it, you like it. Credit where it's due, the tiles are fantastic. They're definitely one of the highlights of the campaign, but so they finally decided to give us the Supes alive, and they want to make him so that he counts as multiple superheroes so he can do all his fun stuff, which is an interesting take. Especially considering they wouldn't do it for Zombicide except for Marvel Zombies except for Thanos, but cool. It's nice to have an overpowered guy every once in a while. Oh, and picture looks like it walked out of the 90s cartoon. Sculpt looks great. It's good stuff. So I think we all knew Superman was coming, so I'm glad that he's finally here and we can finally get past that. Alright, so then we're on to Amanda Waller, and we have a lot to get through, so I'm not inclined to spend a lot of time with this. I don't know what is up with that model, but that model's proportions are so... They don't look right. And by God, I'm a miniature painter, and I can pick a handful of things out, and I'm hoping it's just not a great picture, and in real life the model would represent better. Amanda Waller is one of those characters that I wouldn't think I'd give much of a crap about, but they've managed to make her just charming enough in some of the animated movies that, you know, I'd kind of like to see what they do with her. And then we have our big release. So let's do some disclaimers. I am not the guy to talk to if you want to know about New Genesis and War of the Gods. That's just not my thing. Like, I don't care. I care a little bit, but I don't care much. I mostly know the New God stuff from the Apocalypse animated movie and the old shows. I don't know anything about the new lore. So if you enjoy these bits of lore and you don't want to hear someone who's ignorant of it be unappreciative of these characters, this is just skip ahead. But like, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm coming from. And I suspect it's not just me. So let's go over to plus side. Darkseid is an interesting in concept character, and I don't hate most of the iterations I've seen of him. We're going to go over this model in a little more detail when we get to that section. But let's go over the box. So 50 for a box is, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it's a little more reasonable compared to some of their other stuff. You've got 6 heroes, you've got 5 villains, but you've got a special villain who's got his own activation deck, which is, that is my jam. We're going to get to that at the end of this. That is my jam. I'm a big fan of that. There are special summoning rules. There's tokens that get placed that become summoning. That's all very cool. We've got custom zombies. Apparently they're going to be running fatties or running brutes for the newer age. I'm behind it. That's a good start. I think the thing that Zombicide has struggled with the most is putting content that makes the abomination pulls matter and changes the way that the game is played and makes it so that it's not just another 3-5 wound model that you have to deal with. So this is Highfather. He leads the new gods and New Genesis. He's like the anti-Darkseid. He looks like Odin with a shepherd's staff. If you like this character, I hope you like this model. Yes, I say that a lot, and I mean that a lot. Mr. Miracle, I don't know what to say. Like, the green and yellow is not, I'm not a big fan of it to start with. Like, specifically, Hydra drives me nuts with this. But, like, okay, if you were not a particular fan of the New Genesis, New God stuff, this is a Iron Man Vision hybrid floating around on discs. I want to like the stuff. I swear I really do. And if I knew more about it, I probably would like more of it. But the reality is that I don't. Big Barda, I know a little bit because, again, the shows, the movies, the media I've been exposed to. This is a weird design. I was always under the impression that Big Barda was, for her namesake, big, like bulky, borderline not human, like bulky, like a bodybuilder, and that is not the vibe I'm getting here. And her hair is so intrinsically with her helmet that it just looks like she has a giant helmet. And that cape curve, dog, what is that? What is happening there? Like, you guys can do better than this. And why is she fighting with a baton? Like, she looks like she's fighting with a one of the pins out of a bowling alley. Okay, so I know a little about Orion. He's the son of Darkseid. He was given to the New Genesis folks as a trade-off so that Darkseid raised one of their kids and they raised one of his kids so that they could have peace. That's a fun story. That's a cool story. This is why I struggle with DC. Because DC produces Atrocitus, the Green Lanterns. It produces the Batman Rogues Gallery. It produces the variations of Brainiac. There are tons of examples of fantastic character design all throughout DC. And I don't blame Simon for this. I don't blame Simon's artist for this. Just to be clear, this is a DC problem. This is the dumbest design for a character. I am amazed at how bad this looks. He looks like a guy in a red jumpsuit with little blue booties and gloves, wearing, like, harnessed into a jump pack that was designed by somebody who's never seen a fight. The Astro harness. Okay. Even if it does something cool, this is ridiculous. This is the dumbest looking thing. This is my new least favorite model. I don't remember what my previous one was, but this one takes the cake. He's the child of Darkseid. Darkseid, whatever. Why does he look like this? This was the best we could do. There's nothing hold on. It took me a few minutes to find something online about Orion I didn't hate. That goofy-ass design is everywhere, but at least here he looks respectable. I don't... Simon didn't have a chance. There was nothing they could do because there is no way to make this an intimidating character without doing this and losing that ridiculous apparatus. All right, I'm done. Back to what you came here for. Nobody's here listening to an old man rant about character design. So we have Metron. I don't know a lot about Metron, but I can tell you this. That's a cool design. My guy looks like he's like the keeper of space and time. I can get behind this one. God of Knowledge, Mobius chair. I do know a little bit about the Mobius chair because the Dark Apocalypse movie puts Batman's happy ass into this thing, which would have been awesome, by the way. A lot of that movie would have really helped this series aesthetically. But it's cool. It's cool. It's a weird chair, especially from the back, but from the front, you can get away with it. This is a cool looking chair from the front. You know what? I'm behind it. This dude looks cool. The model looks cool. I'm behind it. And after that crap with Orion, I'm behind this 100%. More to come in part 2 because I got more to say. We ain't done yet.